is enough said.
Happy Monday, Heat Nation. Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Hope everybody had a great weekend. So sorry, you guys. I haven't posted anything since Saturday. I have been out of town performing in wrestling shows. I'm going to post some of those videos up tomorrow for you guys, but today I wanted to talk Miami Heat basketball. Before we move forward, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the support. Now let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure, because I'll be honest, this weekend was dog shit if you're a Miami Heat fan. You lose to the OKC Thunder on Friday. I get it. A lot of us kind of accepted that we probably weren't going to win that game. You know, Jimmy Butler injures his ankle in the beginning of the game, but then he was deemed out with an illness. He had a stomach bug. It's going around. My daughters have it. I caught it a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You still lost, but I think all of us kind of accepted that might be a possibility. But the Heat hung in there. They competed. They stuck with the OKC Thunder. Jalen Williams is the beast, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's an animal. But the game that pissed me off, obviously, was the next game. Saturday against the Orlando Magic, when you have a 25-point lead and then you just completely forget how to play basketball in the fourth quarter. I thought the Miami Heat used to have a problem in the third quarter, aka third quarter. They only scored 8 points in the fourth quarter, got outscored 35-8 in the fourth quarter, and lose to the Orlando Magic. Probably the most embarrassing loss of the season. Probably one of the most embarrassing losses in the Miami Heat franchise. I know we've had a lot of embarrassing losses, but that one against Orlando was just ugly as hell. Now, I know Jimmy Butler didn't play, but Orlando had 5 players missing. No excuse. I mean, you got me fucked all the way up if you think this is a loss that we can just accept. And I'm sorry for the language, you guys, but I've been pissed off. I've been wanting to talk about it. I'm on the road. I'm watching this Heat game. I'm like, what the hell is this team thinking? Now, the only good thing about that Orlando Magic game, you guys, that I noticed, Kel'el Ware played. 15 minutes off the bench, 8.7 rebounds, a few blocked shots. He's showing you what he can do. I'm super happy that Kel'el Ware is getting time. The Heat, even though these losses have been embarrassing, we won 4 in a row, and what did we do after that? We lost 3 in a row. It's like guys, oh my God, it's like I said when we won those 4 straight before we lost to Detroit. It would be such a Miami Heat thing to do, to gain this momentum and just fall on their face. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what this Heat team has done. I'm not done with this team. I'm not pulling the white flag on this team, you guys, but this is cause for concern. You're 13-13, a 6-seed team. You're still not in the play-in, but you're not contending. This Miami Heat team has shown us nothing but mid-inconsistent play for the season. So now a couple things need to be discussed. I mean, I'll say having Kel'el Ware out there is great. I'll read you a quote that Eric Spoelstra said about Kel'el Ware, because I'm trying to say positive. This is what Spo said about Kel'el Ware. I was very impressed. He said, "This is what I really respect about what he's done so far as a young player. He has gotten caught up in anything other than daily improvement, which is hard to do when you're not necessarily playing every single game. But you commit to the process, you commit to the work in the weight room, pre-practice, film session, all the things. Young players sometimes can think we're a little bit crazy with all of that. And he hasn't. He's embraced all of it, so it's going to happen for him." And then he continued to say, "I see Kel'el Ware as improved from this summer. He's unique. His size, his quick twitch, he can impact the game on both ends. So we'll just continue to work with him. It's been a joy to work and develop him as a staff." End quote. So this is a positive sign. I'd love to see Kel'el Ware play more. With the season that we're having and how embarrassing this mid-style of play is, maybe Kel'el Ware can give you something different. The Miami Heat have another game tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. You're 13-13. We can be pissed off about Orlando. We can be pissed about the OKC Thunder, but we just need to look forward to what's today and what's in the future. You got to get this dub against Brooklyn. You got to go back in Orlando and get that dub. You got some favorable matchups coming up. Am I pissed off about the Orlando Magic game? As every other Heat fan, absolutely. But at the end of the day, what are we going to do? Sit and complain about it? I ain't about that life. I want to move forward. I will give you guys a little tidbit though. We've been seeing all of these trade rumors for Jimmy Butler. We know the story. We know all the rumors. A lot of people thought that after the OKC Thunder game, that's when Jimmy Butler would probably get traded. I don't think so, but it was rumored. But I will say this, it's been reported today by ESPN and a lot of other outsources that there's growing consensus that Jimmy Butler will stay with the Miami Heat past the trade deadline. I'm going to read y'all this quote. As for Jimmy Butler's future, there is a growing consensus among teams I've talked to that unless the 6-time NBA All-Star becomes a distraction or the Miami Heat receives a trade offer they cannot turn down, Jimmy Butler will be on the Miami Heat rosters once the deadline passes. This was reported by Bobby Marks at ESPN. So, I mentioned this before, you guys. Excuse me one second. Had a little noise there, had to turn it off. I've mentioned this in the past, you guys. I don't want Jimmy Butler to get traded. I don't think the Miami Heat should trade Jimmy Butler. I get it, and I've said this before. If an offer comes that blows your mind, push the accept button, especially with this season that we're having. But at the end of the day, I know what Jimmy Butler can bring to this team. I know this team is a lot better than what the record shows. You just need some level of consistency out there. And what sucks is, for the most part, this team has been pretty healthy. And they're still having this mediocre season. So I agree with the Miami Heat. I agree with what this says. If Jimmy Butler's not a distraction, and if you don't have a trade offer that's blowing your mind, why would you trade Jimmy Butler? Jeff Teague has said it. I believe it. A lot of people know it as well. Jimmy Butler, when motivated and in the playoffs, is a top 5 player in the NBA. He just needs the right players around him. Tyler's stepping up. Bam is understanding his role. I understand we have a lot of other C+, B- level players. You could look to possibly trade Terry Rozier. You could look to possibly trade Duncan Robinson. Try to get somebody that can help your team. I mentioned this at the Miami Heat roundtable a few days ago. I would love for the Miami Heat to go after Nikola Vucevic from the Chicago Bulls. If you can come up with a package for Terry Rozier, do it. But right now, with this team, you guys, with a motivated and healthy Jimmy Butler, I think at best, you're a second-round team, or you can possibly make the Eastern Conference Finals. However, we know what type of MF for Jimmy Butler is. Even in the playoffs, you guys, I know I say they're a second-round Eastern Conference Finals team at best, but I still believe that Jimmy Butler can lead this team to another NBA Finals appearance. Can they win the championship? I don't know. I love this team. I respect this team. But to say that this team is a true contender after what we've seen this season, that's hard to say. So Heat Nation, I want to hear from you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that embarrassing loss against the Orlando Magic. Do you think this solidifies that this team is not a contender? Should we trade Jimmy Butler? Should we keep Jimmy Butler? Let me know in the comments your thoughts, you guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We're pushing to 6,000 subscribers. Again, my apologies. I didn't get a video for you guys the last couple days. When I'm on the road wrestling, it is so tough to do that. Came back last night, but I'm here getting you guys content. And until next time, your boy Ernest out, and that is enough said. Come on, Heat.